Today, we're going to cover changes to your 401k plan that you need to know about starting next year, 2025. First and foremost, the annual maximum contribution limit, the max that anybody is allowed to contribute into the 401k plan, is going up from $23,000 to $23,500 in 2025. Now, if you're over the age of 50, you've always been able to contribute additional money beyond the annual IRS maximum. In 2024, over the age of 50, you were allowed to contribute an additional $7,500 into your 401k plan, making the total annual max for someone over the age of 50 $30,500. Now, there's been a big change that has been implemented for 2025, and that is for people who are ages 60, 61, 62, and 63. Starting in 2025, if you are age 60 to 63, you're now not only able to make that additional age 50 catch-up contribution, but now for individuals in those age brackets, you're now able to contribute an additional $11,250 into your 401k plan for 2025. So if we take the annual max of $23,500 for 2025, plus the new catch-up contributions for those over the age of 60, now for 2025, the total max allowable limit for somebody whose ages 60 to 63 is going to be $34,750. This is a great addition and a nice update the IRS decided to make for folks who are getting closer to retirement, looking to stuff away as much money as possible. This is a big update for you to take advantage of this additional contribution. You have to make sure that you go into your 401k plan provider and update your contributions so that that total max amount is factored in throughout the entire year. Now, beyond the catch-up contributions and annual maximums, the Roth IRA income limits have also gone up. So for individuals making over $165,000 this year, you're phased out of Roth IRA contributions. For individuals who are married making over $246,000 this year, you are phased out of Roth IRA contributions. Why is this important? Well, these limits have gone up. So if you make below these dollar amounts, then you're still eligible to just go make traditional Roth IRA contributions on your own outside of your employer-sponsored plan. But if you find that Roth IRA contributions are something that are important to you and are an important part of your financial plan, yet you're making over these limits, before you go into looking at backdoor Roth IRAs, you want to check to see if you're even already maxing out your 401k in the first place. And if you're not and a Roth IRA is appropriate, check with your employer plan about Roth 401k options. More and more plan providers are allowing Roth 401k options inside of the plans. If you're not already familiar with this, reach out with your plan provider and see if it's an option for you. Starting in 2025, another rule that was implemented as part of the Secure Act 2.0 by the IRS is automatic enrollment. So if you take a new job in 2025, just know that as soon as you become eligible for the company's 401k plan, the company is now mandated to automatically enroll you at a minimum 3% contribution rate. Now, you might be thinking, well, wait a minute, I don't want to contribute to my new employer's 401k plan. That's okay. The automatic enrollment piece that is now mandatory in 2025 does not mean mandatory contributions. It means that the company, as part of pushing retirees to save more and more money for retirement for their future, they have to automatically enroll you. If you don't want to contribute to your employer sponsored plan, you can just log in, change your contribution, change it to 0, whatever you want to do personally, but just know that they are going to automatically enroll you at a minimum of 3% if you're starting with a new employer and a new 401k plan during 2025. For 2025, there is something that is called the Retirement Savers Tax Credit. This is not brand new for 2025, but a lot of people aren't already aware of this. This was just implemented a couple of years ago, but what is new is that the income limits for people eligible for the Savers Tax Credit went up this year. So for 2025, if you are single making less than $39,500 a year, you are eligible for the Retirement Savers Tax Credit up to $1,000. If you file married filing jointly and your income is less than $79,000 for 2025, you are eligible for a $2,000 Retirement Savers Tax Credit. The credit is calculated as a percentage of the amount of money that you are saving into the plan. This is another way that the government and the IRS is trying to motivate individuals to do retirement savings, save for the future. So if you're below these income limits, you can actually get a tax credit for saving into your employer's retirement savings plan. New employer matching options for 2025. So traditionally, you're contributing to a 401k plan based on up to a certain percentage and the rules of the plan. The employer is going to match the contributions that you make into the plan. So they're going to put money into your 401k account for you. Well, there's been some new rules proposed, and none of these are set in stone. And so none of these are mandatory to be offered by your 401k provider. But what's important is that for 2025, go and check with your employer and your 401k provider to see if they've updated any of these options for you inside of your plan. One of the biggest things that could be an option provided by your employer is matching for student loan repayments. So the government is saying that people are so caught up making student loan payments that they're not able to save for retirement. And so if you're not saving into your 401k plan, then you're not getting the matching contributions that are available to you. So the new proposed rule and what plans are going to be allowed to do starting in 2025 is making matching contributions in lieu of qualified student loan payments. So instead of you contributing into the 401k plan to have to be eligible for a match, your employer has the option of implementing a system so that they can track and review student loan payments that you've made up to the annual maximum for 2025, $23,500, that could be eligible to help you get the matching contributions that the employer provides to you. Again, this is not something that's mandatory for employers to offer. This is something that is brand new. They are still working on proposed regulations for this, but it is something that your employer may choose to offer and implement for 2025. So this is something that you want to check on. The other option that is becoming new is the option for, instead of taking the matching contributions that the employer gives you and putting them into your 401k account, having the ability to elect to have those matching contributions go into your health savings account. So your HSA, which is if you're on a high deductible health plan and you have an option for an HSA, a health savings account, you could elect to have the matching contributions that the employer makes to your 401k plan instead go into your HSA. So these are two things. Again, they're not mandatory to be offered, but they are options that your employer may choose to implement in 2025. So you want to check and ask them if these options are available to you. The other thing that is also optional for 2025 that your employer may choose to offer is emergency savings accounts inside of employer-sponsored 401k plans. These are known as pension-like emergency savings accounts. So PLESA is how they're being referred to. Your employer may offer these. The maximum that you can contribute into these accounts is $2,500. These contributions have to be made on a Roth or after-tax basis. And the benefit to having these accounts is that individuals are able to automatically make deductions from their paycheck into an emergency savings account. It's contributed on an after-tax basis, and the IRS is saying that if you needed to withdraw funds from this pension-like emergency savings account, that there would be no 10% distribution penalty like there normally is for individuals prior to age 59 and a half. So again, this is just an option that your employer may choose to implement that may be helpful for you to take advantage of, and you should check with your employer to see if this is available in 2025. An important change that is coming up in the near future, not for 2025, but that is going in effect for 2026, is that if you are over the age of 50, and you are making catch-up contributions, so any contributions over that annual maximum limit. So in 2025, the annual max is $23,500. For people over the age of 50 making those catch-up contributions that we talked about in the beginning, starting in 2026, if you're making over $145,000, the IRS is going to mandate that those contributions be made on a Roth or after-tax basis. So what this means is that if you're used to contributing this additional income before tax, this $7,000-$7,500 a year that's been available to you in catch-up contributions, and you're making over $145,000 a year, just know that starting in 2026, they're going to make you do those contributions as after-tax contributions. So if pre-tax contributions are an important part of your plan, you want to make sure that you take advantage of those in 2025 because they won't be available to you in 2026. And finally, to wrap up here, there are some new resources that a lot of people don't know about to help you find missing 401k and other retirement accounts. A lot of people over the years have changed jobs frequently. Maybe they start a 401k for a few months or a short period of time. They forgot about it. It's been left somewhere. You're wondering how you can find this missing money from your old employer-sponsored retirement plans. Here are a few free links that you can use to try and track down your old retirement accounts, or at least check to make sure you're not just leaving money on the table sitting out there somewhere. I've had some clients that we've worked with find some fairly large accounts that they just forgot about over the years. And so a couple of the free resources that you can use, one are the National Association of Unclaimed Retirement Benefits. The link is here and in the description below. Also freearisa.com and the National Association for Unclaimed Property Administrators. These are 3 different websites that you can use to try and track down your old retirement plans. In the future, I'm going to do a whole video, a guide about how to actually utilize these websites and what to look out for to be successful finding your old retirement plans. But for right now, use these links, check them out, and comment below if these were helpful to you. Thanks a lot. We'll see you in the next video.